All right, I want you to come on a little journey with me. It's going to be raw, it's going to be pretty much unedited, and we're going to grow a Shopify store from absolutely nothing, I haven't started it yet, through to hopefully $1 million. Now, my motivation behind this is I've been doing Shopify stores for customers for probably 10 years now, and I've taken multiple customers to $10 million plus in revenue, and I've just turned 40. I sold my share of an agency just over 12 months ago. I've been working for the last 12 months for 5 clients and 5 clients only, really enjoying what I do, but it's now time to do it for myself. Now, I've planned this strategically. About 2 months ago, I let go of one of the biggest clients I've ever had. I've had them for 10 years. I did so knowing that it was a leap of faith into what I'm about to create with you. Now, the whole idea of this channel, I guess, and this series is going to be showing you and taking you along for the journey about what I would do for a customer's store and how I would do it in the way that makes sense the most. Like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've made multiple millions of dollars for multiple clients, and I kind of want to start doing it myself. So from ground zero, nothing, haven't started the website. I've talked to my accountant about starting a company, and that's it. I've got a name, I've got a product, and I'm going to take you through the rest of the journey. So there's going to be no fancy editing on this series. It's going to be you, me, and the camera. And I'm going to walk you through step by step what I do to start a Shopify store. And we're going to go right through to the marketing, the social media side of things, the conversion rate, optimizing a website, and getting right through to $1 million in sales. Now, it might take me 6 months, it might take me 12 months, it might take me 3 years, but I'm just going to keep on documenting weekly the journey until we get to that magical $1 million in sales. So I've got a bit of a list of what we're going to talk about over the next couple of months. This video here right here is just a very simple one to get the channel started and to let you know what we're doing. So $0 to $1 million in Shopify. We're going to then go through the background of who I am and what I've done. I'm going to take you on a little journey around the place and show you kind of the different buildings my old agency's been in, what I've done over the years, where I've come from, and what I'm currently doing now. We're going to talk about setting up the theme. So I've got one particular theme that I've used I reckon I've used it 4 dozen times now on different stores. I absolutely love this Shopify theme. It brings a lot of value and not having to need apps to do different things. I'm going to talk to you about outsourcing to get help for developing any further things that you need to on Shopify. I can take any theme or any store and make it absolutely freaking amazing or freaking awesome. There's no need for a lot of apps. There's just no need for know-how or knowing where to find someone. So we might talk about, say, the Upwork journey or the Fiverr journey about finding the right person. I'm going to tell you about all the apps that I do use and why I use them. So there's a couple of key apps that are used to help grow conversions and grow sales on a store. We'll talk about those. I'm going to talk to you about why the product that I've actually chosen. So I've got some samples on the floor down here. We're going to go through that in a couple of episodes. I'm going to talk to you about why I chose that particular product and why this time right now is the right time for the product that I'm using. I'm going to tease my marketing plan and give you an idea of what I'm going to do across that $1 million spread, what we're going to do to grow our business, get customers, get return customers, get them word of mouth going, and then running advertising. Instagram organic, TikTok organic, Facebook organic, we'll talk about that and is that worthwhile and how to do that these days. It's a totally different game now in 2023 than it was, say, 5 years ago with Instagram. Let's talk about Facebook posts and groups, and can you still use groups effectively? Teaser, we are going to use a Facebook group. You and I are going to be on a Facebook group together on this one. Let's talk about TikTok. Let's talk about Google Ads. Let's talk about YouTube. You and I are here right now talking about the Shopify store that we're going to build. Let's talk about how I'm going to use YouTube as a sales channel, essentially, to get into that $1 million target. I'm going to jump in and talk about Klaviyo, which is one of the most important apps that I would use on a Shopify store. Now, Klaviyo is responsible for a ton of revenue on a bunch of different stores that I use. So anything from abandoned cart automation through to follow-ups and repeat purchases and getting back in touch with people periodically, whether that's monthly, bi-monthly or annually. We might talk about the studio gear and what I do. So part of, you'll see up on the shelf, part of what I actually do day to day is content creation for brands. So I've got 5 customers right now, and I do studio shoots and location shoots across Australia. So one week I'm hanging out of a helicopter, the next week I'm here just furiously Shopify developing or taking product photos here in this little room. Now, I'm literally in a 3x3 meter spare room of my house. My wife, my child, I live here. We've got 2 dogs. You'll meet them eventually. Pretty standard suburban house. Nothing flash about what I'm doing right now. But the idea is I want to show you that it can be possible from the spare bedroom in your home to get to that magical $1 million in sales on Shopify. What else are we going to talk about? Influencer marketing, some guerrilla PR, we'll have a chat about that. We're going to talk about fulfillment. That's going to be a big one. How to fulfill effectively and save money when you do fulfillment of your products. We'll talk about social proof. We're going to talk about engagement baiting and where you can and can't do engagement baiting on social media. And then let's talk about copywriting. Let's talk about the ADA framework of copywriting and what actually makes sense on product pages and how you should write copy to be compelling enough to make someone want to purchase. Look, that's pretty much it for this first little episode. That's what we're going to cover over the series. It's going to be a $0 to $1 million Shopify build. You're coming along the journey with me that whole way. My name's Dave. I've done this before. You possibly haven't. So just hang out. Like I said, totally raw. There's not going to be any logo stings. There's no amazing graphics. I've been there and done that. This is just going to be you and me catching up together on YouTube and going through that process that I'm going to take to get to $1 million in a Shopify store. So hang out for the next episode. I'll probably go through the domain name and the domain name registration with you. We will have a phone call with my accountant and go through in Australia the process of registering a company. So I'm going a company straight away with this one. And then we might talk about trademarks and trademark discussion and whether or not I'm going to go down that line now or whether I get the proof of concept going first. So that's it, guys. I'm Dave. This is Shopify $0 to $1 million. You're hanging out with me. It's the very first, very raw episode. I've got a head cold and I just wanted to get started with this one. Let's get registering the domain name in the next episode.